One other tip that I would want to share is bring your poop bags. This thing because hi, in today's video we won't be running. We're just gonna take the dogs out for a short walk, and the lights are. I'm gonna try to wake the wife up. Hopefully she wakes up, and hopefully she's not pissed by me waking her up. I think she slept late last night, so let's wake up the dragon. Hey. Na-post ko dito. Hindi ako rin nataka na ba? We like doing our walks early in the morning just because there's lesser traffic. Sabog. Hi, so we're back from our walk earlier this morning, and it was around, I think, an hour and a half of walking, something like a 5 kilometer walk, and I think it's enough to get the dogs tired and happy. So some of the benefits of walking your dog is after the walk they get tired, and as a lot of people say, a tired dog is a happy dog. And it's a cliche around dog communities in Facebook or in YouTube channels and dog shows and all of that, but it is true. I find that after I walk my dogs, they're much calmer, they're much more relaxed. So it's good for the dogs, and it's good for us, you know. You don't want your dogs inside the house, feeling uneasy, and they don't know what they want to do. I'm sure a lot of you guys experience that with your dogs. They tend to be more destructive, because they have this pent up energy, and they release it by chewing stuff like your slippers, your shoes, or your couch, and all of that. So you want to tire them, and it's really not a bad thing if you say you tire them. It's more like us humans. If you go go and exercise. You're tired, but you feel refreshed, and it's the same with your dogs. So just like us humans, exercise is good for them. It builds their muscles, makes their bones grow stronger, and you would want that for your dog in the long run. One of the other benefits is that bringing your dogs out on the walk, their senses get stimulated with all the things that they experience during the walk, the things that they see outside. They see other dogs, and most importantly, their sense of smell. Dogs they very much love sniffing a lot of stuff outside. The dogs piss. So it's their way of exploring the outside world. If humans are more stimulated on visually and in what we see, dogs, I think they're colorblind. They tend to lean more on their sense of smell, which is much higher than our sense of smell is. So that's their way of exploring, and if you give that to them, they're really happy about it. So overall, they became a happy dog, and that's what we want for our dogs. Okay, for some tips, I usually prefer walking my dog early in the morning. It's the same as what I do with my runs. I usually wake up at 5. Waking up at 4 is much more preferable because it's you get a lot of time to prepare. I usually prepare like around 30 minutes, changing my clothes, getting all the gears that I would use later on. In future videos, I'm gonna share with you guys the gears that I use in walking and running my dogs. If you're wondering what to use, maybe that would give you ideas on what you will be using for your own walks and runs with your dogs. So early in the morning, I prefer it much more because there's lesser traffic, which means lesser cars, which means lesser danger. So it's if you could see the clips on our walk earlier, there are parts there that you won't see a lot of cars, and it's much safer for you guys and for your dogs also. Most especially if you're just starting out on these morning walks and morning runs. If that's your thing eventually, you would want to steer off of danger. I haven't heard any news about accidents happening while they are walking their dogs or running their dogs, but I could only imagine the danger that it poses. If your dog is not used to walking by your side or behind you, it's easier for your dogs to steer into the road, and if you're in a time where there's lots of traffic, then well, that would be scary. So as much as you would want lesser traffic, and you could have that early in the morning. Also, there's lesser crowd in the morning, especially now that it's during these times. You would want to avoid the crowd. You would want to avoid running into people or walking into people because of all these social distancing practices. Also, it's much more refreshing in the morning. You would only know that if you started doing it, so I suggest that you guys try it out. If you're a morning person, give it a try. Maybe it's something for you. And I wasn't always a morning person. I used to go out late at nights back in the days. I go home early in the morning, but these days I prefer it much more. Waking up early in the morning rather than um, staying awake until early in the morning. So if you can't do early mornings, if you are in a safe environment, then you could also do late afternoons until nighttime, because what you would want to avoid is the heat. One constant tip I see in the internet is that if you touch the ground and it's hot enough for you, then it is hot enough for your dog. So I haven't tried that out yet, but I just gauge the heat, and I could just imagine if the ground is already that hot. So usually I don't do later than 8 a.m. if I could. As much as I want, 7 a.m. to 7:30 is the latest that I could do for my walks and my runs with my dog. Keep that in mind. You don't want your dog's paws to be burnt. One other tip that I would want to share is bring your poop bags. This thing right here. I haven't tried this out yet, just because my dogs do their business before we do the walks and the runs. But it's usually a good idea to bring one of these. It is cheap. I bought these for around less than 100 pesos, so that's like $2. And it usually comes in rolls. I guess what I got was 3 to 5 rolls, because you don't want to make a mess in the public. There was one street sweeper that told me not to let my dogs poop on that certain area. So if in case that happens, then you have these. Here in the Philippines, you could find this in mall hardware stores like Ace Hardware. So I got these there, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of local pet shops that have that. So I started having this morning routine because of walking my dogs, and I could even say that these dog walks are a catalyst for my morning run. So maybe I could say I could thank them for helping me out, having this habit of running. So if you're not yet a morning person, I suggest you try and walk your dogs early in the morning. But if you couldn't do early mornings, it's okay, just as long as you start going out and spending some time with them. So the last tip that I can share with you guys is in your area, in every place, in every city or in every province, try and seek out some of your local dog communities. You can mostly find them in Facebook. Just do a quick search, dog groups. So for instance, here in our city, I just type Cagayan de Oro City dogs, and usually results would yield all of these dog groups. And I'm not sure if it's in every area, but I usually find that these groups do pack walks, and they usually do that on the weekends. So if your local community has that, then it is a good start, because it's much safer in my opinion, because you guys are a pack. Then there's lesser danger for stray dogs attacking you. Yes, stray dogs attacking you is a real thing. I experienced that once or twice back in the days when I started out in a pack walk. A lot of them are experienced already in walking their dogs, so they know which routes to take, which places you could hang out after, and there's a lot of benefits to it. One of them is you could get to socialize your dogs. I know that it would help in dog behavior. Try to seek them out. They're usually friendly. I haven't had the chance to join one just because my schedule doesn't fit with their schedule. If you get the chance to fit your schedule to theirs, then I highly suggest you join them. They're usually friendly guys, and very welcoming. I guess there are dog groups that do specific breeds, but there's also groups that they don't require you to have this certain breed. So you do have options for these types of activities. So the message from this video is that just because it's a running channel, you don't always need to run. Even a short walk or a long walk, with or without your dog, it's always beneficial. Most especially if you do it with your dogs. You don't only get the benefit of being able to move your body, but you could also do the same with your dogs. You all the benefits that we have mentioned earlier, like making them, helping them develop their muscles, develop stronger bones, stimulate their senses. It's always a good idea to do that. And but I leave you with this note. So with all the benefits that we mentioned, just by walking your dog, now imagine what a run can do. Think about that for a second. Okay, so I guess we're gonna be ending this video, and in the next videos I will be discussing I'll try to discuss a lot about running. In the last video that I uploaded, it was suggested that we cover topics about tips on how to maintain a running habit, and I guess I have a few ideas about that. So yeah, we'll do that on the next videos. Also I have other topics in mind, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified the next time I upload a video. I will try to schedule when I upload videos. I don't have a definite schedule yet on when I upload these videos, so bear with me for a couple of weeks while I try to figure that out. And hopefully in the next series of videos you will see some improvements in time, so stay tuned for that. I guess that's that. I will see you on the next video, and until then, you guys stay safe. If you do go out on your morning walks or morning runs, don't forget to wear your buff or headgear or a mask. Be on the safe side. Until then, guess that's it. Bye.